Hello there, welcome to Miller's Laboratory. My name is Sue and I'm very happy to have you with me tonight. I am working on my Headstart journal and the video tonight is not very exciting. I will just tell you up front, but it is stuff that you have to do to get your book ready. So what we're going to be working on today is the built-in pockets, and those are the things where I've already folded the papers in a way to form a pocket, and we're just going to be deciding how those are going to be and gluing them the way they need to be glued. So I've gone through my book and I've got little markers in here, and we will just jump in and get started. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm actually filming this Sunday night. I had a very busy weekend and not looking forward to Monday. I'm always happy to go to work. I like my job and everything, but I'm just tired. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. We'll make it through. The first page I'm going to work on is just the second page in the book here, and this is one of these ledger or minutes pages that I had in here, and you can see that there's a page folded down at the bottom, and we just need to glue this to make it a complete pocket. So we're just running glue along the edge here. It's not, like I said, not very exciting, but it is what it is. All right, now I'm just going to flip through quickly here to my next markers, which are, I've actually put two here because there's two things I want to do on this page. We have this tracing paper here, and this is folded up and makes a very deep pocket, and I thought I might just make an angled pocket here. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors and just cut that a little bit, just to make it a little different. So we're just going to start, we're going to point our scissors to that corner and off we go. Kind of tear that last little bit, and now we have a pocket at an angle, which just kind of looks nice. Also a little bit of paper in there, and we're just going to again glue down here on the side. So I hope everyone out there had a nice weekend, had some time to enjoy the weather. Hopefully you had good weather as I did. Really happy that it's starting to be summery, and I had a lot of time to be creative, which was nice. Okay, now this next page, this is the middle of this signature, and I used these pages from this penmanship book that's very short and wide, okay? And so I've folded them up to fit. And I think what I'm going to do is one of them, the front one, I will use as a pocket. And the other one, maybe be a pop-up because it's a nice spot. So that one is not going to be a pocket for my book, but the first one is. So I'm just going to glue along the bottom and the side for this. And if you wanted to, you could just glue the bottom and then it would be like a tuck spot, like a corner tuck, and that would be fine too. So whichever way you like. My corner was folded down there a little bit. I'm just going to leave it. I don't care that much about that. Okay. All right, so now this will be a top loading pocket right here, and whatever you have will stick out the top. Okay. All right, now we have the same situation here with the tracing paper. So I'm just going to do the same thing and cut at an angle coming from down here and heading up to the corner. You'll never see the two together, so you don't have to worry about them, like starting in the same spot, because you're always going to have this in the middle of them and you're not going to see them together. All right, and I missed the mark a little bit there, but that's all right. We're just going to tear that off and make this one into a pocket. So it's really fun to go through and make all these pockets. And you know, we may add some pockets too, like that we put on after the fact. Just remember when you're making pockets that every pocket that you make, you have to make something to put in it. So it's fun, but it can be a lot. All right, this is a pocket I already had ready for you, so we don't have to do anything there. Let's get to the next bookmark here. It's the other half of that ledger page. And this one opens up and there's going to be a pocket here and a pocket here. I'm just going to run a little glue on the crease there so that things that are in one won't want to slide over to the other and get bent. Just a little bit of glue in there is all you need. And then we'll do the same, glue this side closed. Trying to do a little bit better job tonight of staying on camera. I tend to pull everything down and you start losing it at the bottom, so sorry about that. Now we're gonna go a little ways here. Okay, and this is the stamp collecting book page. We're just going to glue this one. Okay, I put 2 here. All right, and this is where I have the long envelope stitched in. You have choices here. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this end off to make this a side loading pocket, and then the back one I will make a top loading. So we'll have a little variety there. So it's not quite straight. I'm just going to straighten that a little bit better. You could cut this with decorative scissors if you wanted to. That would be really cute. Okay, now to make this one a top loading pocket, we're going to cut a very thin slice off the top of this, just up until the middle. So make sure you don't have any pages underneath getting stuck under your scissors, because you don't want to cut more than just this envelope. And with these big scissors, I'm just going to go in as far as I can, which is pretty good actually. And then I just grabbed these little tiny pointy ones, and they're pretty good about going into the really fine stuff. Just be sure, this is the middle of the signature here. That's why this, you see this, the string. Don't cut the string. I mean, it can be repaired, but that's not something you're bargaining for right now. And it always is upsetting when you make a mistake like that. So there we go. So now this is a top loading. And then this is a side loading. Okay. All right. Here's the other half of our stamp collecting page. And guess what? We're just going to glue this down too. Okay. Okay. Now this one I thought, why do I have this marked? This one is the page where I folded the bottom up just a tiny, tiny bit. And I think I don't know, I haven't decided. I'm either just going to glue that down, or I can tuck some paper inside there and glue it and then make it into a pocket. So I'm gonna wait on that. We'll see how we're doing with pockets and whether we want that or not. Okay. All right. Okay, now here's a fun one. So when I stitched this paper in, I folded it into thirds. You can kind of see that here. And what my intent was that it would make a pocket that has a flap that comes down. So what we're going to have to do here is cut as close as we can to this edge. It's not easy to do, I know, but we're just going to do the best we can. And I'm going to use the bigger scissors, and I'm going to kind of fold my book as much as I can. The spine is pretty stiff, so you can't really fold it, you know, backwards. But see, let me get it right up there. I'm just taking itty bitty snips with my scissors and moving along, and as you get going it gets a little bit easier. And I'm just cutting that top piece to free it. So now, and I just have to give that a little bit of a nudge. All right, and then we have now a pocket that will close. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with that one. So the flap needs to stay free. We're just going to glue this part down here. Okay. If you slap glue in your book, make sure and wipe it off so you don't have pages sticking together. All right. Now I bet the next one, no, the next one is the paper bag here. So we have the front of the paper bag, or the top here, that will make a side loading. And then we have this back. And we have a choice here. We can do top or we can do side again. And I think since this one's a side, we'll do a top again. So I'm just gonna, you can do what you like. I'm just gonna do it. Just take that thin sliver off the top, and there you go. Now you have, I'm trying to show you here. My fingers are all fumbly. And we have a top loading pocket. Okay. All right. Here we are at the other half of the other half of this guy. If you want, you can gently pull, and you'll pull where you cut. You'll pull it through. Have to do it carefully. And we're still going to have to trim it, but it might be a little easier if we pull it out. Oh, come on. There we go. Because see, we cut that on the other side, and that's where those were stitched together. So now I can come at it from the top here, and it might be a little bit easier because it's loose. Sure you're not cutting anything underneath again. Everything is looking good. Just gotta get down to that one spot there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here's this guy, and same thing, glue the side. Okay, looks like I just have a couple more here. Another envelope that I put in. This one I want to be a top tuck, I think, so I don't like too many side tucks because stuff can fall out of them if you're flipping your book around too much. And you can't really have it stick out very far. It depends on how big like this one you could. You could just have a big old journal card and it could stick out of there a little bit. So maybe at the other one I'll do side. I'll do a side. This one, we've got this tiny little one down here. I don't know why I didn't have that on the other side. Did I miss it? Let's just go back here real quick. Where's the other half of that? Let's see, let's see. Okay, well, oh, it's because I'm in the wrong signature. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I did. I missed it here, right here. So it's tiny, and I think it's almost too tiny to use as a pocket. So I feel like we want to build that up a little bit and add a little bit more paper in there and make that pocket a little bit bigger. So let me find something and I'll be right back. All right, I just grabbed these cookbook pages that I happen to have out because I've been working on my my graphics fairy design team project, and I was using this book. So I have these are really cool. They're heavy, but they're strong, but they have this beautiful caramel color to them, which I like. All right, so I'm just going to tuck that in like this, right all the way. I'm just going to go right all the way down, and then I'm just going to glue that. Okay, take a step back. First I'm going to put glue on here, and we're going to glue that corner down, or that edge down into the book. So we're going to carefully put it in. We don't want to get glue all over everything on the inside of the pocket. And I'm just going to tuck that right down and press it. Okay. And then I'm going to leave this because maybe I want to tuck something tiny in there. Who knows? You never know what I might want to do. But I am going to just cut this off flush with the edge of the page. Okay. And then we're going to glue that down. And this little guy, this little front flap down there. So we kind of have a little double pocket, although this one's super tiny. It looks cool. I like it. Okay. All right, so probably going to have the same thing when we get around there. Here is the envelope one. I decided I was going to make this one a side loading. So we'll cut the side off. Okay. Not very straight. It's not my night for cutting. Sometimes are better than others. Oh my goodness. Let's try one more time. The problem is my angle here. I can't see very well, and I'm just seeing white on white from the way I'm looking, so I couldn't really tell. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right. So I'm still a little baffled about that pocket because here it is. I knew there had to be another one. Here it is. Okay. All right, let's do that. And then that's it for tonight, guys. I'm just going to use the same page because we're going to decorate it and we'll make it look different. Okay, so we'll tear this one off. Okay, and this one we're just going to tuck in like that. Just doing the same thing but from the other direction. So there as far as I can. There we go. Oh, okay. There. All right. And then glue and glue. That one, I don't know what I did there, but it's okay. Okay. It looks straight across the top, and that's what's important. Doesn't really matter down here. Okay, cut this guy off. All right, and we did it. All right, so now we have a lot of pockets in here. So thank you for joining me for this episode, and I will see you next week. Bye.